Hi Bowl Bakers! Today I am making a really special snow globe cake. I will show you how easy it is to make this beautiful, impressive cake. Also, today is another episode of my Chocolicious series over on the Kin Community channel, where I show you how to make homemade chocolate truffles for the holidays. So make sure you stick around to check that out. So let's get baking. So the base of our snow globe is a coconut cake. Now today we are making a white cake, which I have never shown you before, so this is a new one to add to your repertoire. And I want to say a big thank you to Sarah, who sent me a message on Facebook and told me about snow globe cakes, because I had never heard of them before, and I think it is such a great idea, especially for Christmas. We're going to start out by measuring our wet and dry ingredients separately. In a large jug, we're going to measure our milk and our egg whites, and then we're going to whisk them together. In a separate bowl, add in your flour, baking powder, and salt, and then mix these together. Our next step is to cream together our butter and our sugar, and you can do this on a stand mixer or with a hand mixer. Cream the butter a little bit on its own first to loosen it up, and then add in the sugar. When your butter and sugar are well creamed, we're going to go ahead and add in the rest of our ingredients. I like to add vanilla extract to my coconut cake because I think it gives it a really nice flavour. To this, we're going to add half of our flour mix and half of our egg mix. Then turn back on the machine and mix these two gently together. It might seem like kind of an odd process, but if you add the flour in once or all the milk in at once, your mix will curdle and it won't be good. And then when that's just combined, add in the rest. At this stage, you only want to gently mix these to form a smooth batter. And there you have it, a beautiful cake mix that didn't curdle. This is what it should look like. Oh man, I love cake mix. Scrape around the sides of the bowl in case there's any lumps lurking around. Now we're going to grease and line our cake tin. Now if you remember my little trick, save your butter wrapper, and that's what we're going to use to grease our tin with. And then just line it with a rounded piece of parchment. For this cake I'm using a 6-inch cake tin, but you can also use an 8 or a 9. I just like it small and high. Then just pour in your lovely batter. Bake your cake at 350 degrees for around an hour and 10 minutes until it's firm on top and a beautiful golden brown. While your cake is baking, it's a really good time to make your frosting. I'm using my cream cheese frosting recipe from my red velvet cheesecake video, so make sure you go check that out to see how to make it. For my coconut cake, I like to add a little bit of raspberry jam between the layers. You can use a different jam or you can just leave it out. I really hope you guys have been liking the edible gifts videos that I've been doing. I released another one today to show you how to make a variety of chocolate truffles over on the Kin Community channel as part of my Chocolicious series. So make sure you go over and check that out once this video is over. And if you haven't already done so, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Our timer's gone off, so let's check on our cake. And here's our cake. It looks so good. It's nice and firm on top and a beautiful golden brown. It smells yummy. We're going to leave it in the tin, let it go a little bit cold, and then you can turn it out onto a wire rack and let it go completely cold. When your cake is done, it's time to start icing it. I made this cake the day before because it'll be much easier to cut and to frost. When it comes to cakes, I'm all about the filling, so I'm going to put 2 layers in this cake so you get more filling. Okay, let's check out the inside of our cake and see how well it turned out. Look at that, it is perfect. All those fine little crumbs, beautiful. You might notice that your cake is a little bit round on top, so we want to even that out. So just get your knife and slice straight across it. We do this because when you frost it, it gives a much nicer, clean finish. Do not discard the leftover cake. It's a little gift for the person who made it. Now that we've cut the layers in our cake, we're going to flip it over because this bottom is now going to become the top. So then when you frost it, you've got a beautiful clean finish. Now we're going to spread our jam and cream cheese frosting throughout the layers. Spread a generous layer of jam and cream cheese frosting all around the cake. I just love the taste of these flavors together. Then put your cake layer on top and continue adding more frosting and jam, and then on with the top of the cake. Before we start frosting the rest of the cake, I like to take a pastry brush and brush away any loose crumbs around the cake so they don't get into your icing. So now we're going to do our crumb layer. Now I've shown you this technique before in the red velvet cheesecake video, and the purpose of it is to gather any loose crumbs around the cake so then when you put on your final layer of frosting, you don't see any crumbs and it's got a beautiful finish. As you can see, this is a really thin layer of frosting and it looks pretty rough right now, but we're going to pop it in the fridge, and when we go to frost on top of this, it's going to look beautiful. Our cake has been in the fridge for around 15 minutes and our crumb layer is nice and stiff, so we can go ahead and put the other layer of frosting on top of this. The best way to frost a cake, I find, is to do it fast. Don't think too much about it and just go for it, and you'll always get the best results. You don't have to be too finicky about the icing because we're actually going to cover this whole thing in coconut, so you won't see any little mistakes. Once you've frosted your whole cake, we're going to add on the coconut, which eventually will be the snow for your snow globe. Add a generous amount of coconut to the top and the sides of your cake. And don't be afraid about making a mess. With your hands, stick it to the side of the cake. You guys know I'm all about easy way to decorate cakes, and it doesn't get much easier than adding coconut all over the top. It looks beautiful and it doesn't matter what the frosting looks like underneath. I'm going to pop this in the fridge and go ahead and get the rest of the decorations ready to finish off this beautiful snow globe cake. So how am I going to turn this cake into a snow globe? Very simply, with some Christmas decorations and a glass ball. This ball can be found in most hardware stores and florists. Now just add your decorations to the top of the cake. You can use any of your holiday favourites. Then just place your glass bowl on top. It's that easy. This snow globe cake looks beautiful, but I want to finish it off with a little bit of snow on top to make it look really magical. I like to add a bow for a splash of colour. This cake would make a great addition to any table on Christmas Day. It almost looks too good to eat, but I'm going to eat it anyway. Make sure you head over to the King Community channel where I show you how to make homemade chocolate truffles from scratch. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you back here again next Thursday for more bigger, bolder baking.